Hello and welcome everyone, this is Calebovitsch coming to you with an overview of Storybook Brawl, a new game that has been out in open beta for the last couple of weeks. You might have heard about it, you might have seen it, but this is going to be a more in-depth look about the game, what it's about, the mechanics and everything. So this game in its heart is an Autobattler. It's the genre. It's called Autobattler. You might have seen similar games of that type, games where you purchase units or characters and put them on the battlefield in positions, but the outcome of the battle is dependent on the units themselves. They are fighting automatically, they are fighting the opposing team automatically, and you don't have any influence over that at all. During the battle, you can only prepare themselves as best as you can. You might have seen other games of this genre already, like Auto Chess, like Dota Underlords, like Teamfight Tactics, or Hearthstone Battlegrounds, or probably even more of them by now. And this game, I believe, is closest to Hearthstone Battlegrounds, although I can't say that for sure because I haven't played Hearthstone Battlegrounds at all. Anyway, wanna see what this is all about? Let's take a deeper look. Okay, so here we are in the main menu of the game, and who you are in this game is a hero, and in the beginning of the game you choose between 4 heroes out of this huge display of 32, with some of them being available to you at the start. The other ones you have to purchase via the in-game currency fairy dust or the purchasable currency gems. But you have a good amount of heroes to choose from, and that is currently the only purchasable part of the game. So it is as free to play as it gets, although it is quite nice if you would be kind enough to at least purchase the lower supporter pack or the super supporter pack to support the developers of this game. Anyway, what you are is a hero, and the setting of this game is fairy tales, some generic fantasy, and a lot of puns in the names and art of the card. So you can be Beauty, but I cannot make this bigger, which says your monsters are good and have bonus to their stats. You can be Ella the Cruel, or backwards it's obviously Cruella. When one of your animals dies, give your evil characters +1/+1 this brawl. You can be Merlin, you can be Mordred, you can even be a friggin' scary Muerte, whoever that is, or the Pied Piper, or Sir Galahad searching for yet another treasure, or Skip, the time skipper who skips his first turn. Or you can be Geppetto, or Loki, or the Fates, or sad Dracula. Womp, womp, womp. So you are the hero, you have some abilities, and there are 32 different abilities right now with more to come. And what you are doing is you're purchasing characters from an available cast of characters, with every character being of a certain level and a certain cost, having an attack stat line, a defensive stat line, some character types like animals, like treants, like dragons, like dwarves, like princesses, mages, and obviously your characters can be good or they can be evil, like this evil tree, the Darkwood Creeper. Obviously they have a lot of abilities, but I'm not going to dive into that right now. As you progress the game, by either combining 3 of your character or by succeeding at doing quests, you can get treasures of certain levels, the levels of the unit that provided you with that treasure. And those treasures you can have at most 3 in play at a time, range from your characters have +1 health on the Fountain of Youth, or +1 gold each turn on the spinning wheel, up to very, very powerful magic sword +100, with your first character having +100 attack. Or when one of your characters attacks, give it +5/+5 this brawl. So yeah, they range from... There are also some hidden ones, I mean not shown here, of higher levels, level 7 and supposedly level 8 as well. And they are really cool. And last but not least, aside from choosing and purchasing characters, you can purchase some spells. You can purchase one spell per turn, and these have a variety of effects. Some of them are for the purchase part, which I'm gonna get into in a moment, for the shopping part. Some of them give your units bonuses. Some of them get cast at the beginning of the next battle to damage opposing units. There is even a spell, if I can search for it. No, it's not Blessing of Athena, but it also costs 4. It is called, not Evil Twin, it is called It Was All a Dream, where you pick a new hero, so you can change into someone else. You yourself, the player, can change into another hero in the middle of the battle. Okay, but that is just some theory of what this game consists of. Now let me show you a bit more of how it plays. I'm not going to show you a whole playthrough of the game, but I am going to talk about what you can see here in this display. So every game consists of a lobby of 8 players that you can see on the left side of the screen, with us in this example being the Mad Hatter, the craziest, the Mad Catter, sorry, the craziest of kitties, unless you're counting my cat. And at the beginning of each shopping phase, you can also see who you are fighting against. That is the Muerte person in the upper left corner, number 2, that is highlighted in yellow. So here you can see this is the first turn. You have 2 gold. You start on level 2. That is the amount of gold is on the top of the screen. Your level is right here. It is ranging from 2 to 6. And on each round, you gain 1 experience point, and you need 3 experience points to move forward. So after 3 rounds, you get to level 3. After 3 more rounds, you get to level 4, etc., etc. And all players start at 40 health, unless your grandmama, who starts at 50 health. No, she's not a big bad wolf. What are you talking about? I don't know. In the top half of the screen, you can see the store. And in the beginning, you can only buy level 2 units. This is the lowest level of units. And first round, you can just buy 1. Here you have a choice between Fanny, the dwarf support, Fanny number 2, the dwarf support, or Evil Minotaur. And there's also a spell that you can purchase, which this is the first round. You can only do 1 of these, usually. Not always, but usually. And as the game progresses, you can do more and more and more. On the left side of the screen, those 3 empty, shadowy gray spaces are places for your future treasure, and the 7 stones in the lower middle is the place for your units. On the upper left, you can also re-roll the store using 1 gold. You get a new cast of characters and a new spell. And in the upper middle right, you can log the store, keep it for the next round, but you also have to remember, if you have already purchased something from the store and you log the rest, you get new characters and or spells in the place of those that are missing. Also, if you have done something with those characters, for example, you have cast the Shrinking spell for 2 that reduces the cost of all the characters, all the purchasable characters by 1, and you log the store, that deal survives for the next round, if you're still alive, of course. In future rounds, your health might be lower because you are losing some of the battles, and you have more to choose from. You can choose the characters of your level or lower, and you can cast spells that cost at most your maximum gold. Your gold goes at maximum to 12, and there is one 12 costing spell, Knighthood, that totally upgrades one of your units. And, well, you just have a lot more choices. For example, here, this is round 7-ish, and I have already purchased some characters. I have a reindeer, I have an evil goat, I have an evil minotaur, I have an evil witch, I have a baby dragon, and I have a mouse who is looking for treasure, and I can purchase some of these characters that you see in the upper half of the screen. Once you collect more characters, if you can get up to 3 and combine them, you can upgrade them to a golden version or an upgraded version. And in this example, you can see top middle, there is a Wicked Witch of the, I would guess, west or any other direction. There is one in the store. There is one in the on your side of the board, and there is one in the lower left. You can see those 4 units, those 4 characters. This is your bench. This is or hand, or the ones that aren't played, but they are yours. If you combine 3 units of the same with the same name, they can combine to an upgraded version. An upgraded version usually means that you add the base stat line of the basic unit to the unit you are upgrading. For example, if you're upgrading a 3-2, you're upgrading it into a 6-4. But in this example, one of them is already a 6-5, so you upgrade that 6-5 by adding the 3 attack and 2 health that you can see, so it's going to be a 9-7. And that's not all, it also doubles the abilities, or rather gives it plus 100 of the ability, with the best example of not quadrupling being triply, not quadruply, a dwarf. You're gonna see it in the game. But also, once you upgrade a character, you get a treasure! And you get to choose. If you upgrade a level 2 character, you choose between level 2 treasures. If you upgrade a level 3 character, you choose between level 3 treasures, etc, etc. You can choose one of them, or you can skip it, like the time skipper, and you gain 2 gold for this round only. Plain and simple. I hope it is. Some of them being better, some of them being worse, some of them being real cornerstones of some compositions. For example, a 3 costing treasure that gives all your dwarves plus 2 attack and plus 2 health. Well, you know where that goes, in the deep mines. So that's what the shopping phase of the game looks like. But after each shopping phase, there is combat. And this is what mid-game combat might look like. This is the beginning of a round between me and Pan's Shadow. All your evil characters cost 1 less, and you can see they have all evil characters. But good always prevails, right? At least that's the theory. So how combat works, you're doing nothing, and the game chooses one player to start to go first at random. And for that player, their first character in the front row, the leftmost one, attacks a random character from their front line. Then, by attacking, it deals its attack to in damage to their health, and it gets hit back the same way. If they die, okay, fewer characters on the battlefield. And then from the opposing player, their first character goes, attacks, then the next character from the first player, etc, 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 until there is only one player with characters that remain in play. Your characters are here not only for their stat lines, they're also here for their abilities. And there are several keyword abilities in this game, and I'm just gonna go shortly through them. One of them being flying. Flying means this character attacks a random back row unit instead of a random front row unit. Plain and simple. Another one is ranged. This is ranged for me when I first saw this was, okay, so this has to be in the back line and it's shooting arrows and or magic missiles at enemies. But no, here ranged is more something like first strike, meaning this unit deals damage to an opposing character but doesn't receive any damage back. So, okay, ranged, first strike, whatever. Even if it doesn't kill the opposing unit, it doesn't attack back. Yeah. Next one is support, and as you might think, support is to make other characters better. So what support does is it gives a boost to when the supporting unit is in the back row. It gives a boost to stats or abilities to the 2 units that are in front of it. So for example, Mad Mim gives +3 attack to the 2 units in front of it, but Good Witch of the North only supports good characters. Yay! Or Fanny supports only dwarves. Yay! Nay? Yay! There's also Slay. Yay! Slay triggers when this unit deals damage to an opposing unit, killing it while this one is attacking, not when it's blocking. So for example, Polywoggle, when it attacks and it kills an enemy unit, even if Polywoggle dies, it does the thing that is shown after the slay text, that is transform. Or Kitty Cutpurse gives you a gold, or Adventurer gives you an experience point, which means you're leveling up faster, etc, etc, etc. Next one is Last Breath. This unit does something when it dies. For example, Black Cat summons a cat. Lucky reduces the cost of a random character in your next shop. Princess Peep summons 3 sheep. And it rhymes, so it has to be true. And last but not least is Quest. This is a funky thing on several princes and princesses. When you do everything that is said on the quest, for example, if you have Cinderella, whether in your field or on your bench, and you cast 5 spells, when you fulfill the requirements of the quest, that character gets upgraded, as if you bought 2 additional copies of that, which means it gets the upgraded stats, the upgraded abilities. But once these quests are done, they don't have any upgraded abilities usually, unless you're Princess White. And you get a treasure because you just upgraded one of your units. Cool? Cool. All right. So those were the unit characteristics. And as I said, combat goes until all characters on one side die, and then the losing player takes damage. But how much damage do they take? So the math here is quite simple. They take the amount of damage equal to, if I'm the winner in this example, your level, so that's 4, plus 1 for each of your surviving units, even if it's a summon, or plus 3 for each of your upgraded units. So this is 4 plus 1 from the witch and plus 1 from the mouse, meaning 6 that you can see on top. But for example, if the witch was an upgraded witch, which you might have seen in one of the earlier examples, it would be 4 from the level, 3 from the witch, 1 from the mouse, and it would be 8. Not a huge difference in this case, but it goes on and on and on. And you're going round robin playing against other players. And once the game finishes, because there is only one player standing, you get a victory screen, or in this case a 6th place screen, meaning you get to up your ranking, or in this case down your ranking, and you get some fairy dust that you can later use to purchase some new characters. I know. This is just theory. This is some theory behind the game and some rules that you might have not seen or heard about anywhere else. There is obviously a lot more to the game, and it has seriously piqued my interest and the interest of many of my viewers. So hopefully in the future you can also see some videos from me talking about some specific strategies in this game based on either your hero or a tribe, for example dwarves, or an ability, for example slay, or something else. Might be a challenge, might just be a puffy puff meme. Alright, that is going to be it. Thank you for watching this longer than I hoped video, and remember, if you're enjoying the show, hit that subscribe and leave a comment whether you enjoy the game or not. And see you next time. Calebovitsch out.